well. Delta will have a revenge game coming up next week over at Millard, one that the Rabbits really need to get to stay in the hunt for a playoff. So it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. This is only the 4th game of the region schedule, so there's still plenty of basketball to go.
Exactly. That game against Millard should be a lot of fun next week, but there's a lot of ball between now and then as well.
So once again, we welcome you inside of the Snow College pregame show. Again, Snow College, one of the finer institutions in the state. The Home School of Music is proud to offer the first 4-year degree in the history of Snow College, a Bachelor of Music degree in commercial music. Give them a call at 283-7472 to find out more, or you can go to snow.edu. So again, we are in Parowan, Utah, as Delta on the road for both games this week. They're coming off of a tough loss over at Enterprise a couple of nights ago. And I think Delta surprised a lot of people down in Enterprise. It was a 1-point game late in the game. Just couldn't get over the hump there to get the win.
Exactly, and a game they could have won. Going down the stretch, they had to kind of foul a little bit to try to stay in the game, and to Enterprise's credit, they made their foul shots. That was a fantastic foul shooting team, and as a result, they got the win.
In fact, Enterprise shot 25 for 28 from the free throw line. Delta, they shot a great percentage too. They just didn't get there enough. They were 12 for 14. So.
And if I remember right, Delta actually had more field goals than Parowan.
Delta actually had 3 more baskets made than did their opposing team. So, it's one of those things you just have to learn to deal with when you're on the road. It's going to go that way at times.
Yeah.
So again, we are in Parowan, Utah, down in southern Utah. And we just saw an exciting junior varsity game. Delta gets the win over Parowan 35-33 in a game that it was a rough and tumble ball game, and Rabbits held on, knocked free throws down. Dason Fowles hit, I think, 4 in a row down the stretch to seal the deal.
And you know, Ken, I don't know how you feel about that, but I really do believe that when these varsity boys watch that JV team play well and get a win, it makes a difference as they come out and play. I think it gives them a little more confidence that they can go out and win as well. So I think that's good. Love to see the JV team win. The boys played well. So
wholeheartedly agree. Absolutely. So we hope that they'll follow suit here with the varsity. Take a quick look at some of the players for Parowan coming into this one that you'll want to watch for as well. They've got a couple of players that average 12 points apiece. Jake Smith, you'll see him put the ball up. He likes to shoot it, and he is a decent ball player. In fact, I'll get my program out here and give you a little more information on here. He's a 6'2 senior. He'll wear number 11. As I mentioned, averages 12 points per game. Justice Walker, a 5'11 senior guard, wears number 33. He's the one that averages 12 as well. So 24 points between the two of those. Also helping out, it'll be Brendan Rowley. He's a 6'4 junior. He wears number 24, averages 11 points per ball game. So 3 players for Parowan averaging in double figures. They continue that, they're going to win a lot of ball games. I've always said if you can get 3 players to average double figures, you're going to win your fair share.
And we've certainly seen that with our boys as well. Those nights when we have multiple players in double figures, it makes all the difference in the world. And looking at the roster, Ken, they're really not a huge team. They've got a few kids that are 6'5" or taller, but we should match up pretty well with them.
You know, they do have, I look on here, 6'7" Jeffrey Hamilton, a junior, but he only averages, I was looking on here, less than 1 point a game, so obviously not getting a lot of time.
And I noticed he played a lot during the JV game, too. He's a tall kid, but he's got some growing to do and some refining on his game, so we probably won't see a whole lot of him.
Brett Hunter averages about 4.5 points per ball game. And then also chipping in Shandon Clark. He's a senior. Now he's 6'4", so he's got a little bit of size. He averages about 6 per game. So gives you a little bit of look at Parowan and who they'll be coming with tonight. Looks like they're about ready for the national anthem, so we'll step away from the mics for a moment and honor this great country, after which we'll come back with the starting lineups right after this as we close up the Snow College pregame show. These, you just kind of have to turn it and put it right And we appreciate the pep band here at Parowan High School with our national anthem. Once again, I'm Ken Nielsen alongside Greg Chappell. Appreciate Greg being with us, and hopefully he's got family out there tuning in and watching and listening.
Oh, I'm sure I do, Ken. That they love to listen and watch the game, so
maybe you'll get a grade on this one afterwards. We'll see.
I'm sure I'll get a phone call when the game's over.
So we're set for the starting lineup. First of all, for the visiting team, it'll be the Delta Rabbits. Of course, they're dressed in the visiting reds tonight, trimmed in white and gray. They'll come with the junior point guard wearing number 3. That'll be Peyton Smith. Averages about 8 points per ball game. Dakota Dutson wears number 4. He is a junior on the team. Averages about 3.5 points per game. Austin Chappell, the other senior. He wears number 12, comes in averaging about 6.5 points per ball game. Caden Fowles averages about 7. He's the senior as well. And Tanner Lefevre in the middle at 6'4", the other junior, wears number 42. He averages about 7 points per ball game. And your starters for the home team. Number 22, it'll be Brett Hunter. The junior averages 4 points per ball game. Number 24, Brendan Rowley. We talked about him, 6'4" junior, averages 11 per contest. Also, getting the start, wearing number 32, Shandon Clark, a 6'4" senior, averages 6 points per ball game. Number 11 on the floor tonight, that's Jacob Smith at 6'2", a senior, averages 12 per game. And rounding out the starting 5, Justice Walker, a 5'11" senior, wears number 33, averages 12 per ball game. Lance Stubbs is the head coach here at Parowan High School. And the principal is Mr. Roy Matthews. I talked to Roy for a few minutes before tonight's game. And he's a good guy. Appreciate him helping us out. Alana Benson as well, helping us here to get on the internet.
And if I remember right, Ken, this team, Parowan team, had a lot of success last year. I don't know how they did in the state tournament, but they had a pretty good ball team. So there's probably players here who have had some experience playing and winning. So should be an interesting game that way.
And the other thing about it, they occasionally draw players from over in the Cedar City area.
Yeah, so I can see how that would happen. They're close enough, and people could travel back and forth.
So we are set to go as Tanner Lefevre will jump it up for the Rabbits. And Rowley for Parowan on the tip, 1 in the backcourt. Parowan will have the chance to draw first blood as Smith works against Austin Chappell, and Smith dumps it off left side. Hunter with it. Oh, here's a lob back door.
Little back door
and,
there.
Wow, easy layup. Jacob Smith with his first 2 of the ball game. And 2-0 out of the gate.
It looks like they're picking them up in a man-to-man, Ken.
And Delta immediately will get into their offense. Caden fouls to the baseline, cut off there, needs to find some help. Finds it in the point guard. Peyton Smith pulls up down the middle, missed it, rebound, taken down by Smith. 6'2" Jacob Smith, you can see, is going to be very active tonight.
Yeah. That was a good effort by Peyton. He got into the paint, but
whistle and a foul on the drive. Should be out of bounds underneath for Parowan. Just underway.
And that's one foul on Austin. A little bit of a size difference there.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's picking up 6'2", Jacob Smith. Parowan with 3 kids that have got some size here tonight on their front line. Here he is on the corner. Here's a 3. Missed it. Rebound. For a moment, I thought Delta had it. It's out of bounds, and it's off of Parowan, and Delta will have it coming the other way.
And the good effort by Caden Fowles. He was right there where he needed to be and going for the rebound.
So again, just under 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter. 2-0. Parowan leads it. And Austin will bring it up into the front court. Crossover, comes right side. Then now looks back left side, gets by his man all the way to the basket, lays it up.
Oh.
And a little bit short, but he's going to shoot free throws. Nice effort by Austin to get by him.
Good effort there, going to the hole. Good to see that aggression on the offensive end of the floor, too.
Absolutely. So
Austin.
Austin.
Both possessions. The guards have gone right to the basket, and that's good to see.
You know, I talked about it before the game. We like to see Delta be aggressive on the offense, and it's rewarded right there. First free throw down for Austin Chapel. So he'll have another to tie this one up. And it's good. That's a good sign, because there's been nights where Delta hasn't shot the free throws well.
And interestingly enough, picking them up in the half-court trap there a little bit earlier than we usually see it.
And I like it simply because even if you don't get the steal, it just takes them out of their offensive set.
It speeds the game up a little bit too, Ken. I think it gets our boys a little more energy on the defensive end, so a good move.
Down the middle, they left it short. Rebound, Caden Fowles, nicely done for the Rabbits, and he'll look for some help in Peyton Smith. Up the floor in a hurry, Dakota Dutson pulls back, baseline jumper, got it, Dakota Dutson. And Delta takes their first lead of the game, 4-2.
And that's great for Dakota. He's kind of a streak shooter. He makes that first one. That gives him a lot of confidence. Delta back in the half-court trap. Oh, and Parowan did a nice job finding. Nice pass.
Yep, the big man down inside. And that's Shandon Clark with his first 2. And you're going to give a few of those up every once in a while out of that trap. Peyton Smith down the lane, puts it up. Boy, a lot of contact, no call.
They're lucky to get that ball back.
Yep. Ball hits the baseline. It'll be out of bounds for the Rabbits. Caden Fowles will step out. Coach Smith hollers out what he wants here. And into Tanner Lefevre. Down low. Caden.
Good entry
Fowles.
pass.
Yep. Puts it up. Blocked out of there. And taken down by Parowan's Justice Walker.
And they're letting them play tonight, Ken. There's a lot of contact out there, but that's all right if it's on both ends of the floor.
I agree. If it goes both ways, I have no problem. The Parowan now with a chance to reclaim the lead. Pull-up jumper down the barrel. Missed it badly, but an offensive rebound and a putback by Shannon Clark, and he's got 4.
And he was in good position there.
But he missed the shot so badly, it came right down hard into the hands of a Parowan Ram. Yep. 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Delta running through their man-to-man offense. Tanner Lefevre out on that angle left, finds Peyton Smith. Back to Caden. And I'm not sure where the travel was.
I didn't see that. I saw the contact, but not the travel, but I guess that's the call.
Maybe when he first made the move, but the whistle came after 2 dribbles, so not sure where it was either. Nonetheless, Parowan will bring it back the other way. Here's Jacob Smith with it as he swings it left side.
Boys are in his own defense this possession.
Give him a little different look. Whoop, and that's I thought that was a travel in the far corner, kind of back the other way. Parowan being patient. Here's a 3, deep corner. Wow, nice shot. Brendan Rowley knocks down his first shot of the game. And it's a 9-4 lead just like that. Peyton Smith with it out top. He'll get it off to Dakota down in that deep left corner. Delta struggling to kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm right here on this possession.
They are, and Parowan's being pretty aggressive on the defensive end, which is disrupting the flow of the offense just a little bit. And we kind of anticipated this would be a physical game. It's kind of the nature of how they play.
There's Tanner Lefevre to Caden. They're running that flex offense, and if they'll be patient, they'll get a good look out of this one. Here's Dakota. Right there it is. There. Tanner lays it up and in.
And good for Tanner. Yeah, they ran their offense and got the shot they were looking for. Good patience on that end of the floor.
You know, they used to call that the old spot offense. It's been around for 100 years.
It has.
And even though everybody knows what the offense is, it's hard to stop it. Here's a layup underneath as Parowan answers right back.
And they're getting some nice looks at the basket. That was a great pass and an easy basket.
Shandon Clark already at his average with 6 here in the first quarter. So Delta looking to come right back. Oh, nice move. Dakota Dutson lays it up and in.
Good for Dakota.
And he's got 4 for the Rabbits, and it's 11-8. Dason Fowles coming up off the bench. He'll check in at the next whistle.
It's kind of interesting. They're back in man-to-man.
And it's one of those things where you kind of pick your poison with Parowan. There's another 3, no good rebound.
Good rebound by Peyton. And brings it up the floor pretty quick there. I like to see that.
I do too. Turns, jumps it, got it. Peyton Smith. His first 2. And it's a 1-point game. And that might be the key to this one here tonight, Greg, and the fact that Delta might have to push and get a little early offense ahead of the aggressive defense that comes later.
And obviously that starts on the defensive end. If they can get the rebound and push it up the floor, they're probably going to get some easy looks.
Delta going to come with a little more size right here as Dason Fowles will check in. He'll go down low and send Dakota. No, now they're going to send Caden Fowles out on top. So Delta back to that 2-3 zone. Look out, here's a 3. No good. Rebound tipped and controlled into the hands of Peyton Smith, and he'll push into the front court. Delta with a chance to take the lead again, and this time a shot a little quick, a little forced on that one, no good. And Parowan back the other way, but they can't handle the outlet, the pass, down the court. And it'll go out of bounds.
And a good job by Dakota getting a hand in the passing lane there. Active on the defensive end.
Well, just what we thought we might see, and that is a pretty competitive game so far with just about 1:40 to go in the first quarter. 11-10, Parowan leads it, and again back to the zone. Go the Rabbits. As they work it deep down in the corner, Delta recovers pretty well here. Down low. Blocked by Tanner Lefevre, and then stolen away. And Coach Smith is irate here because the underside official missed the call. And fortunately, I got to give the credit to the guy out front here who knew that was a missed call, and he called it a little late, but I think it was correct.
He hesitated just a minute because that wasn't his call, but it was the right call.
Now Brennan Wilson will check in with 1:20 to go in this first quarter. He'll give Peyton Smith a blow right here, and here comes the half-court trap by Parowan. Delta will work it cross court. Caden Fowles, Dakota Dutson. Here's Brennan. He'll take a 3, angle right. It's a little bit short, no good. Ball's loose. Picked up by Parowan. And up the floor, they're going to get an easy layup. Oh, he missed it. I think he thought maybe I'll dunk it.
I think he was between a dunk and a layup there. Kind of got stuck.
So fortunate for the Rabbits right there, as they will bring it the other way. Back into their motion offense again. Down low, Dason Fowles had the ball.
A little bit mishandled there.
So a turnover back the other way. And the Rams still with that 1-point lead. They look to add right here as we go into 30. We'll see if Parowan chooses to go for one. And I think they will. Never mind. Corner 3 ball. Good.
I don't think we're going to see him hesitate on that. If he's open, he's going to shoot it.
The Delta with it back the other way, down to 10 seconds. As Brennan looks for the motion to come, goes right side, Dason Fowles, down to 4, down to 3. Got to get a shot up. Tanner's going to have to put it up. I don't think he realized the time's running out on him, and he doesn't.
Oh, they weren't aware of the clock up there and didn't get a shot up.
So at the end of the first quarter.
That's a bit of a communication problem on the floor. They need to be talking to each other out there.
Absolutely. 14-10 as Parowan leads it here over Delta. We want to thank our sponsors with us here tonight and every night. McDonald's of Delta. We're loving it. We appreciate McDonald's. They also sponsor our McDonald's Player of the Game. Intermountain Power, one of the great employers throughout the county. Also Jorgensen Honda and Central Valley Medical Center out of the Nephi area. Service Drug, service first, that's Service Drug. Delta Medical Center. We appreciate them being with us. When the need arises, they're there. Drew Bay Chevrolet, stop by and see all the new cars and trucks on the lot down at Drew Bay Chevrolet. RC Staples, Rod and Cindy Staples, wish the Rabbits the very best of luck. Also Delta City, one of the great cities in our nation. Delta City, with all of their employees and also the mayor and the city council people, we appreciate their support. Lovell Pharmacy, located there on Main Street. For all of your pharmaceutical needs, gift ideas, they'll take care of you. Oasis Seed Co-op, serving the farmers of Millard County for over 30 years. Snow College, as we mentioned, they sponsored our pregame show. Sunrise Engineering, they'll sponsor the postgame show. And Southern Utah University will have our halftime show, and we're back at it.
And the lineup looks like it stayed the same as when we broke for the quarter.
Yeah, Dakota Dutson on the floor along with Brennan Nielsen. They need some help getting it in as, again, they're up pressuring hard, and Delta almost throws it away. Saved by Caden Fowles. Out there with Tanner Lefevre. Caden to the bucket. Beautiful move, and just couldn't finish. We saw that at Enterprise the other night, too. Boy, made a nice move. Just
got to the rim, but just couldn't finish there.
Boy, did you talk about not hesitating?
Oh, there's no hesitation there. He's the shooter.
Jacob Smith with 2 threes and a 2. He leads all scorers with 8. And it's 17-10. As Delta, again, looks for some help. They find it down in the corner to Caden Fowles. Here's Caden off to to Dason Fowles. Brennan Nielsen, top of the key, gets a high screen. Oh, and boy, that's a tough call. As like physical as the defense was right there, they call that, and I agree with you.
And that was just a good screen.
Yeah, like I said, as physical as this has been on the defensive end, that's a tough call for Delta to have to swallow right there. But nonetheless, Parowan will bring it. That's a double dribble in my opinion. Okay.
They got it.
That's terrible when I'm making the calls up here because I'm usually wrong.
Maybe they can hear you up here.
So back the other way come the Rabbits. They need a bucket right here as they trail by 7. Here's Peyton Smith, deep left corner. Caden Fowles, Tanner Lefevre, top of the key. Here's Peyton. Got to look if he wants it. He'll wait for the offense to come through.
Pretty physical underneath there, Ken.
Wow.
If you watch those big boys, they're
here's a
lot
jumper.
Of contact. Pretty good looking shot.
Yep.
That's the one you're looking for.
Delta can't capitalize on that possession, and back on defense go the Rabbits. Yeah, again, boy, you got to keep an eye on where Jacob Smith, number 11, is at. You'll notice he just kind of roams. Roams back and forth from one side to the other. Here he is. Tries to pass it down inside. Ball deflected, but it's run down by the Rams. Pretty nice no-look, high post pass. And knocking the jumper down right there. Brennan Rowley, he's got 5.
Yeah, I think this is a good timeout. They're pretty much getting what they want on the offensive end. Give Coach Smith the time to talk to the boys, maybe find some help underneath there.
So far, it's what we expected Parowan as far as scoring is concerned. Jacob Smith averaging 12 a game already with 8. Brennan Rowley, who averages 11 per ball game, already with 5. And then Shandon Clark, kind of the wild card. He averages 6 per contest. He's already got 6 here in this first half. And along with Jacob Smith being able to shoot the ball, he's made a couple of pretty nice passes too.
He has.
He sees the floor very well.
Yeah. Have we scored this quarter, Ken, or were we?
You know, I don't know. I believe it was 11-10.
I think you're right.
In fact, I've got it written down. I take it back. 14-10 to start the period. So
So
it's a 5-0 run right now.
We've got a couple of minutes without scoring too. And we've had some good looks, and hopefully those shots will start falling here. If they do, we'll be fine. We'll get back into this game.
Yeah, it's not like Delta has turned the ball over a whole lot.
No.
Just haven't shot a high percentage up to this point. So here comes the half-court trap again by Parowan. And Delta will bring it in. And you just can't get trapped here on that corner. It just ain't going to happen as they take this one away. And here comes Parowan back with it. And look out right here. Jacob Smith with it down low. They missed the layup, but they give up an offensive rebound. This time Caden Fowles picks up the defensive rebound. And Peyton Smith will bring it into the front court for the Rabbits on that far left side, and he'll get Delta into their offense.
Delta in a zone at this time, and Parowan passing it around the perimeter. Good rebound by. Wow. Kind of a quick foul, but we'll take that one.
You're not a kid. Brennan snuck in and got that one.
And Brennan was on his way up the floor, too. That may have been more advantageous to them than us.
We apologize if we lost you there for a moment, as we're streaming via a wireless network here, and sometimes it comes and goes. So Delta back with the ball. Here's Austin down deep left corner. Up top, Peyton. And again, very aggressive on the man-to-man is Parowan.
Very aggressive, and we're trying to get it into the big guys underneath.
Wow.
5 seconds, he was advancing the ball there.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that one too, because he's moving the ball. He got clear to the lane.
Yeah, he did. And that's the second time that referee's called that, one on them and one on us, but I didn't think that one was warranted.
So back the other way. Parowan. Nice give and go. Layup. Good. And the foul's going to be called.
They're pretty good with that back door cut to the basket, and these boys pass the ball very well. Off to Ridge and back to Caden. Tough pass inside. Ridge had a hard time handling that one. And they call another foul on Parowan, number 21. And that'll be 1-1 for Delta already.
So again, we apologize on the stream tonight as we're trying to fly wireless, which is sometimes a challenge in some of these schools. So we'll go back to our own wireless device and see if we can keep you with us here for a while.
And Ridge makes the first foul shot.
So Ridge Peterson with his first points of the night. Second one also good. Ridge Peterson, a 6-foot junior for the Rabbits. And even as poorly as Delta has shot the ball here, Greg, they're only down 9.
Yeah. They were down 7 at the half, so they pretty well played this quarter even. Get a stop here.
Here's Smith. Pull-up jumper. Oh, rolls in. Wow, gets the benefit of the nice soft rim. There's Brennan, and boy, the folks here not happy at the physical play that's going on down there. You can see Dason Fowles is really battling down there with Shannon Clark. And now here's a whistle, and they finally got it. It was coming, just took a while.
Yeah.
This might be
1-1 again.
This might be as physical a game as we've seen this year.
I would say it is, especially underneath there. They're just bodies all over each other in there.
Back into the game for Parowan, Tanner Robinson, as he replaces Shandon Clark. That's the 4th foul on Clark.
And I believe at least 3 this quarter.
Let's see if we can get Caden off the snide right here. He's 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Nicely done as he knocks the first one down. Let's see if that'll get him going offensively now.
And he has a beautiful shot. He gets it going, he'll be all right.
And now I'm not sure what this is all about.
I'm wondering if they called a lane violation.
Wow. The officials discussing this one. And here we go. Somebody's going to be upset one way or the other.
Yeah.
11.
11. I know.
They called a foul on 11. On who?
On that would be Rich Peterson. But that was the front end of a 1-and-1.
That's the front end of the 1-and-1. You got to give him the other free throw. He still gets the other free throw. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever seen a foul on a made free throw of the front end of a 1-and-1.
I don't think I have either. I know they were jockeying for position over there and a little pushing, but that's just, I don't know.
I'd almost.
Kind of unusual.
Second free throw,
good. For Caden.
I'd almost rather see maybe the official talk to him. Because it's a made free throw. There's no action to say, okay, that's enough.
Just, yeah.
And maybe the officials know that it's getting a little too physical and they're trying to get a handle on things.
Well, they've definitely slowed it down. This foul shooting changes the pace of the game.
Hagen Skogard hits the first free throw. That's his first points of the game against 6'5" junior.
And back to a 10-point game.
Peyton Smith quickly off the bench. He'll check in for Rich Peterson. 54 seconds to go on the clock.
And Rich gave him a few really good minutes.
Yeah,
I thought he played very aggressively out there, handled the ball well.
This is the kind of game that really is tailored for Rich to come in and get physical with people.
Yeah, because he's a big physical kid.
Second one is also good. Go back to an 11-point contest, 39-28 with 50 seconds to go. Here's Dakota Dutson down in the deep corner. Nice pass, high post, nice lob, low post.
Look.
And Caden fouls, lays it up and in. 4 for Caden, and that's a nice look from Dason Fowles from the high to the low. It's a 9-point game.
As much ball as those two boys have played together, that's probably pretty natural.
So we'll see if Parowan will hold for one as we're approaching 20 seconds to go in the quarter. As they continue to work it now to Smith, way out near the half-court line. Down to 7, down to 6. He wants to drive, cut off nicely right there. Backs back out, drives again, cut off again, puts it up. Good. Nice defensive effort there by Delta as the buzzer sounds, and we go to the break. 39-30. Parowan on top.
Good defense by Dason there. Came right out on the shooter, went straight up, made all the difference in the world.
So Parowan outscores Delta in the period 12-10. But still a decent effort there by the Rabbits to stay in this one. And obviously going to have to hit some shots down the stretch.
They're going to have to hit some shots, and I think they're going to have to get some more stops on the defensive end. Love to see them get a few turnovers, maybe push the ball up the floor, get a few easy baskets, get a little momentum going. Kind of like they closed out the first half with a lot of momentum. That was good to see. I wish they could repeat that.
So again, glad to have you with us here on Centricom.com. Again, our apologies on the stream as it's been in and out tonight, as we were trying to run on Parowan's wireless, and we could see that probably hasn't worked real well. So we're back to our wireless card provided by and Signal of Delta. Mr. Brad Lurcher sends that with me on the road just for cases like this to try and save us.
And hopefully it has.
Yep. As I'm watching it come back through local channel 10 on Centricom, we're getting it a little bit spotty at times, but boy, are we glad that Mr. Brad Lurcher comes to our rescue on nights like this. Stop by the Verizon Wireless store there in Delta. They can help you out with any of your wireless needs.
Ken, I'd just like to quickly commend our cheerleaders tonight. They were just leading the cheer here. a lot of the freshman boys and fans from Delta joined right in with them, and I just appreciate all the work that they do and the effort they put in. They do a fantastic job. We're fortunate to have wonderful support.
I would echo that, because sometimes it's hard to get on a bus on a Friday night
Yeah.
and travel down the road a couple hours. So.
Yep, and I'm sure all those girls will be busy tomorrow with the wrestling matches, so they put in a lot of time.
So Delta has the ball here to start this third period. Oh, beautiful
Nice
pass from Caden Fowles to Dason Fowles.
Well done.
They return the favor,
Yep.
and a bucket by Dason. And look at this, it's down to a
Down to a
seven-point game.
7-point game. We get a stop here.
Here's Smith with it. He's going to pull up three down the barrel. Wow.
And you know what? There's not much you can do about that. That was well played. Dason was out on him. Just a good shot.
18 now for
Wow.
Jacob Smith. There's Dakota Dutson. Drives inside. Caden Fowles. Turn, puts it up, rolls once, no good. Whoa, Peyton
that
Smith.
should have been a foul there.
Wow, went up on the tip and got hit to the floor, and no call. Here comes Parowan the other way. Three there, no good. Peyton with another rebound, and Delta will run up to Dakota Dutson. He'll go all the way in, lays it up, and got it.
Good job. Way to run it out.
So just when the whistles were coming fast and furious, all of a sudden it goes silent for a while.
They miss a very obvious one.
Ugh. So now an 8-point game, 42-34. Delta, whoops, maybe a little bit of a stutter there, but a steal nonetheless. Peyton Smith will have it. He'll come up behind the back, goes up to the bucket, lays it in, good.
Great job. 2 easy buckets in a row.
He's got 4, and the lead now back down to 6. And another steal. Peyton Smith picks the pocket of Jacob Smith layup. Oh, no, that's a tough call. Peyton Smith lays it in, and they take it away.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Unbelievable. And Coach Smith can do nothing there but sit and go, wow, because in the technical in the first half, he can't say anything.
Yeah.
How big is that? Very reminiscent of Enterprise a couple of nights ago with Peyton going to the bucket. Same thing, they take it away.
Yeah. And that would have cut it down to a 4-point ball game.
With a free throw.
With free throw. But there's still 6 minutes, down 6 points. The boys are playing with some confidence.
Turnover. Delta will have it the other way. And a timeout taken on the floor by Parowan. But wow, how big was that one? I really thought that Peyton had the angle on the basket.
I did too. And I think everybody, at least in our cheering section, thought the same thing.
Wow.
But what I like to see is the 2 turnovers that got, well, actually there were 3 there when they had opportunities to push the ball up the floor, and 2 layups, and then that one that was taken away. So that needs to continue, and if it does, Delta will be right back into this ball game.
Yeah, only a 6-point game with still nearly 6 minutes to go. And maybe if you're on your home floor, you get that one. I don't know. Once again, our thanks to all of our sponsors, McDonald's of Delta, along with Intermountain Power, Jorgensen Honda, Central Valley Medical Center, Service Drug, Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay Chevrolet, RC Staples, Delta City, Lovell Pharmacy, Oasis Seed Co-op, Snow College, Sunrise Engineering, and SUU. And I got to give Coach Smith a ton of credit there for not overreacting on that one.
Absolutely.
Because many of us might have, meaning me.
It's a good thing you got that headset on. It ties you down.
It really does. You noticed I did come out of my seat,
yes,
but
you did.
I couldn't go too far. So here comes Delta with the ball after the turnover. And trying to get in their offense right here. Here's Brennan Nielsen, left side, Dakota Dutson. Well, they've got Caden Fowles on the low block. They find him. He turns, back out. Ball's tipped and then saved by Brennan, and we'll get back into our offense here.
Spacing got a little off right there.
Dason Fowles, jumper, a little short. Tough luck shot there. Boy, if that goes down, that's big.
Yeah, that's a big shot.
But they did get what they wanted on the low block. So here comes Jacob Smith the other way for Parowan. He'll drive,
And it looks like he's pretty much going to handle the ball from now on. He's
Dason fouls. Up with it, count it, and there's the foul.
Good job.
And I like how Dason gathered himself and initiated the contact going up.
And he was in control the whole time, knew exactly what he was doing. Easy call for the referee.
That's 7 for Dason fouls with a free throw coming.
And I think the Parowan player is fouled out as well.
That is 5, you're right, on Shandon Clark. So he'll exit the ball game with 10 points on the evening. 6-4 Shandon Clark. So they'll lose a little bit of size right there as they bring Tanner Robinson in off the bench at 5'10".
There's a little size and a lot of experience. He played with a lot of poise out there. Now an opportunity to cut this to a 5-point lead.
And he does. Dason 2 for 3 at the line. 8 points now for Dason fouls in the ball game. He's given Delta a great lift.
Got a little bit of a smaller lineup in there. Oh, somebody got lost.
Oh, missed the layup. Did Tanner Robinson, and Delta with the rebound. They'll come up the floor in a hurry. Right side, here's Brennan Nielsen.
Oh.
As he gets
should have been a foul
on
that
wow.
Yep. Ran right into him.
Again,
you know, maybe you don't call that if there's not a change of possession, but when there's a change of possession, you really ought to call the
I
foul.
agree. Just hard to tell which way whistles are going to go tonight.
Yeah.
So Parowan back with it. As they'll come up top. Now in the corner. They lob it underneath. Back out front. They're being very patient on this possession. To the bucket. Blocked from behind by Caden Fowles.
That looked pretty clean.
Oh, wow. And the underside official who was right on the play lets it go. And the outside official way out front makes the call.
Kind of interesting on that possession, too. Their best player, Jacob Smith, never touched the ball.
This is the same official that didn't call the contact on Delta's end, but makes a call about 30 feet from the contact. Interesting.
It has been a little bit sporadic tonight.
It's almost as if this official is a little angry.
Yeah.
I won't say any more than that. Both free throws missed, but the long rebound comes out. Here's Smith. He'll take a 3. This is no good. Wow, the contact down underneath is unbelievable. As if you saw it right there, Greg, number 22, Brett Hunter.
Yeah, all over.
Had a pretty good hold.
And rode him all the way down over to the corner there, chasing the ball, too.
So the ball will come in with just over 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. Delta within 5. See if they can cut into this.
Big possession here. Need to score.
Here's Brennan up on the angle right. Here's Austin's 3. Tough luck shot as it looked good. Yeah, a little bit long.
I think he may have been a little deeper in the corner than he anticipated.
We were looking right down at it, and it looked good. Back comes Jacob Smith. Pulls up way out front. Maybe ill-advised on that one.
He's pulling the trigger pretty quickly.
And then goes down. Here comes Peyton Smith. And over the top. Too bad, out of bounds.
Probably anticipating that Austin would stop on the three-point line there, which typically he would.
But has an angle right to the rim.
Yeah.
So we stay at a 5-point game. As Parowan will come back the other way. Let's see if they'll try to work some time off the clock here. The last couple possessions. Oof.
Oh, nice steal.
Peyton
Good hands
Smith.
by Peyton.
Let's see if he challenges. He does, and wow, no good.
Nice
Brennan
follow
Smith
by
picks it
Brennan.
up.
Excellent follow. Way to run the floor. Love to see that. Would have been easy just to loaf down the floor, but he hustled down there and picked it up and put it back in.
Wow, so with the basket by Brennan, it's a 3-point game. Here comes Parowan the other way with it. Give credit to Peyton Smith on the steal. Here's a 3, way short, and the ball tipped out. Should be Delta's ball, and it is.
It is indeed.
How about this as the Rabbits have hung in here, and they are down 3 with the ball.
And it almost seems like Parowan is shooting it up pretty quick down there. Maybe they're getting a little panic in them. I don't know if it's panic, but they are hurrying it a little.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Stubbs not happy with the last 3 possessions or so.
Oh, and there's another turnover. We're not doing so well on this end. And that was just a poor pass. That was a low at his feet. tough to handle.
It's gives Delta to play defense.
Yeah.
Another chance here, see if they can get one more stop. Again, it's only a one-possession game. As Parowan with it out on the perimeter, and we'll see if they take a little more time on this possession.
And
nope.
They anticipated a switch there, and they didn't make the switch on defense.
Jacob Smith with a turnaround with a guy in his face. That's a tough shot, and he knocks it down. So Delta again with it. Out on top, Dason, left side Peyton. Here's Austin in the deep corner. As he looks, now to Peyton. Whoa, my goodness, I was going to say. Got to be a foul there, and it is.
And that'll be 1-and-1 again.
And one thing about it, that stops the clock.
Yeah.
Which is a huge favor to Delta. At 2:06, Peyton Smith will have a chance to get this back down to a 3-point game. Free throw. Good.
And makes it.
Back in, Dakota Dutson and Cade fouls, and a nice job by Austin, Chappell, and Brennan. I thought they played some good minutes right there.
Now we've gone to quite a big lineup out there.
Peyton with 5 in the game. Make it 6. Nice effort there by the junior point guard. And it's a 3-point game as we approach 2 minutes to go in this one. Jacob Smith with it. Works it right side. Gets a high screen. Step back. I thought he might launch.
They've switched there, and he'll try to take advantage of that.
Step over somebody. And a foul on the drive.
Yeah.
I know that's exactly what Coach Smith is saying down on the bench. We need someone to just step over and take the charge.
Yeah. And that's a little hard for Tanner to come clear out on the 3-point line and try to guard Jacob Smith. He's pretty quick with the ball. But he did a good job. Just needed that backside help there.
So it'll be 2 free throws for Jacob Smith. Missed the first one. Brennan Nielsen back into the game. He'll replace Dakota Dutson. 22 points tonight for Jacob Smith.
Wow.
Out of their 46.
Yeah, and just missed a big foul shot.
Still a one-possession game. He'll knock down the second. 23 now for Jacob Smith. Timeout taken on the floor by Coach Stubbs of Parowan. And I'll be honest with you, that gives Delta a chance to catch their breath right here.
Yeah, that's a 30-second timeout. Gives Coach Smith a chance to draw up a play here. Obviously, this is a big offensive possession for us.
So we'll see what they draw up here for the Rabbits.
I would anticipate it. They'll try to get it underneath there. They've been getting some pretty good looks down low on the block there.
And with 1:48 to go, I still think you've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 4, maybe 5 possessions.
Yep.
Depending on Parowan, and up to this point, they haven't shown that they will be real patient with the ball.
But this is obviously a critical possession. They need to get something out of this.
Here comes the pressure in the backcourt. Ball comes in. Brennan Nielsen, and he will.
They've pretty much just cleared it out and let the guards bring the ball up the floor, which has worked well for us.
So Delta will cross underneath. Brennan to the bucket, lays it up, got it!
Yeah.
And a foul! I didn't see that, but they give him the foul as well.
Way to go. I love to see that aggressiveness toward the basket.
And
Big
would
play.
you believe it's a 2-point game?
A chance to make it a 1-point game.
So Brennan by his man to the bucket and knocks
good.
it down. And it's a 1-point contest.
And I don't know if the ball will leave Smith's hand here, and it does.
Yeah, he'll give it up. Again, Parowan with the 1-point lead. Look out, here's Smith. Thought about it, backs it back out. And Delta can continue to just play solid man-to-man here. They don't need to panic or foul right here because I still think they're going to get it back right here.
Oh, yeah, they'll get it back.
Smith, crossover, baseline.
Nice pass.
And they missed the layup. Ball's loose. Brennan Nielsen ties it up.
Jump ball.
Whose is it?
Which direction is it going to go?
It'll stay with Parowan. Doggone it. Great effort there as Delta got the stop.
Yep.
And a timeout's going to be taken by Coach Smith with 1:03 to go in this one on a 1-point game.
1-point game.
And I'm thinking, if I'm Parowan, with Smith,
you think hold it?
I would just keep it in his hands, run it out front with their guards, and take as much time as they can. But as we've said all along, Parowan, that's really not their game. They're geared to go to the basket.
And what Delta needs to do is just play good, solid defense. Look for a turnover if they can,
and whoever's on the offside when Smith does drive, step over.
Yeah.
See if you can maybe pick up a charge on it.
Yeah. Now, if they run it down too far, we might have to foul. But at this minute 3, just play good, solid defense.
So it'll be out of bounds underneath the basket for Parowan. It'll be Jacob Smith who will inbound. And Delta, I think, will they stay man right here? I believe they will on the inbound. And here we go. Ball will come way out front. And there's a foul on Dason Fowles.
Dason overplaying perhaps a little bit there, but that's all right.
So it's
you're in the double bonus at this point too.
It's going to send Justice Walker to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 there tonight. Has 4 points. Hasn't scored in the half though.
Wow.
Missed it.
And big shot.
Now Delta got to make sure they box out right here on this free throw. 1 minute to go exactly in this ball game. Second one, missed it again. Rebound, tipped loose.
Oh,
and I
thought maybe they'd get a jump ball there.
Here's that rule I just never have cared for, and that is the coach being able to save a possession from the bench.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
Not that we haven't taken advantage of that in the past, but I just never have cared for that because
otherwise that's probably a jump ball, our possession. And that's unfortunate. He missed the foul shot, but it was a long rebound. I think our boys did a pretty good job boxing out, but just tipped it out a little too far. And Parowan has another possession. But I think same thing we were talking about before. The boys just need to play good, solid defense, see what happens.
Yeah, still plenty of time in this one. 57.4 seconds to go. 47. 46 is your score. That update brought to you by McDonald's of Delta along with Intermountain Power Service. You know, the other thing to remember, Justice Walker just went 0 for 2 at the line. Yeah. If you need to, maybe you go back to the foul there.
I had the same thought.
Not to pick on an individual because, you know, he may step up and make a bolt, but.
And that, it may come to that.
And we talked about Delta growing up the last couple of weeks. You're seeing it here tonight. As they're playing Parowan right down to the wire.
And they dug themselves a bit of a hole, but they played hard. And you know, Ken, that's all they can ask for is to play hard.
Here's Jacob Smith with it out front. As Peyton will come out and pick him up because we're down to 40 seconds to go.
That's probably
when they wanted a foul and the official wouldn't call it. And now they'll call it.
Yeah, that's the person that probably wanted to foul.
Brett Hunter, the 6'2 junior, will go to the line to shoot 2. How's he done there tonight? 0 for 2.
0 for 2.
Regardless.
And these are pressure shots here.
Yep. First one, good.
And right down the middle.
2-point game. And he'll have another. Regardless of whether he makes it or not, it's still a one-possession contest.
And again, they've got to box out on this. If it's a missed shot,
makes it.
And timeout for Parowan again.
So give the youngster credit as he steps up and knocks them both down. And it'll be Delta basketball out of the timeout. 49-46 with 32.1. And you don't necessarily have to have a 3 here. But you'll have to go quick.
Yeah, they'll have to go quick. But I would anticipate, once again, they'll look to the middle to either get the layup or the foul. And if they get the foul, it is a 2-shot foul at this point. So
We'll see what kind of pressure Parowan will bring here in the backcourt. I would think they'll bring some, just to try and eat some of the time off the clock. So Delta's gone on the road this week and has really given their opponents some fits as they took Enterprise down to the wire, and now they've got Parowan right here at the end.
Well, kind of like we mentioned at the top of the show, in our region, it seems like the teams are pretty evenly matched, and it's important for everyone to win the home game, and no pressure.
Wow, I'm a little surprised they let Delta just bring it right up. So here we go.
We need to get going.
Down to 25. Here's Peyton Smith, right side to Austin. Austin, that's someone we wouldn't mind taking a three for us. Here he is. He'll drive. Now got to find some help. Finds it in Caden, down to 12 seconds. Caden will drive. Kicks it out, and he traveled. And there's a three.
Just waited too long.
And the three actually is good.
Went in.
But it doesn't count for Brennan as the travel was called first.
At this point, you need to be fouling.
Boy, how much would we have liked to have had that right there, darn it.
Huge.
As the three.
I think they just took a little too long and got a little hurried there.
I like the high post kick it out. But
yeah, but I think they just took too long getting into their offense, and I think they got a little hurried right at the end.
What could have been right there goes for naught. So now Delta's going to be forced to foul quickly here on the inbound.
And Parowan really hasn't shot their foul shots that well this going down the stretch here. So 10 seconds left. There's still a possibility.
They've actually missed 6 free throws here in the second half. So still life for the Rabbits. But they do need, best case scenario, a turnover right here on the inbound.
And I'm sure that's what they'll try to do, is try to defend the inbounds pass. If they successfully get it in, then probably immediately foul. I could see 2 or 3 players out there that have struggled a bit on the foul line, so they'll need to watch somebody sprint toward the basket.
So here we go, and they will. So they'll turn one down, and I need to foul, and they do.
That's the person to foul. I believe he missed the last 2 he shot.
Justice Walker will make the stroll down to the free throw line. He is 2 for 4 on the night, 4 points, and you're right. He did miss the last 2. He does have a luxury of 2 regardless on this, where they're in the double bonus.
And obviously making one of those 2 will be big at this point, because that'll make it a 2-possession game.
So here we go.
And he does.
And he knocks it down. He'll have another. Got it.
Now they need to, let the ball come up the floor.
There we go.
Peyton
Smith with it. He'll take a long 3, in and out. Tough shot. Tipped by Caden. And Brennan Nielsen gets it. He gets hit on the foul going up. They're not going to call anything.
And that
the game ends on that note. 51-46 is your final, but boy, did the Rabbits come and play hard tonight.
Great game. The boys battled. On both teams. Both teams played well, played hard.
Absolutely. So both teams will congratulate each other here at center court,
along with the student body.
And it'll be a long bus ride home for the Rabbits, no doubt. But I can guarantee you the score in the newspaper in the morning might surprise a few people, because I'm sure Delta was not favored in this one, and I would have thought if there had been a point spread, it might have been a lot larger than this one. So a nice effort nonetheless.
But it's kind of the game we kind of anticipated, a very physical game, both teams playing hard. Going down the stretch, Delta certainly had a chance to tie the game up and maybe even take the lead, but Parowan, to their credit, played well, made the foul shots when they had to.
And with that being said, we'll move right into our Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Sunrise Engineering, serving clients in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Arizona for over 30 years. Sunrise, Engineering. So we'll give you some numbers here momentarily as we'll run through them for you on the post-game show. If you'll be patient with us, we'll total them up here for you. First off for Parowan tonight, obviously they were led by their leading scorer, Jacob Smith. He ends up with 23 on the evening. He's just a handful.
And a good game for that young man. He handled the ball well. The ball was in his hands a lot of the game and made some clutch shots.
Absolutely. He has 3 3-pointers on the night and also has 4 twos, and then from the free throw line, he's 4 for 6 at the free throw line. So, pretty nice effort. Out of Parowan's 51, he has 23. So, pretty nice effort. And then as we look down through the scoring, Shandon Clark with 10. He came in averaging 6. Delta does a great job tonight on Justice Walker. Walker comes in averaging 12 a game. They hold him to 6. So, they do a good job there. 4 for Brett Hunter, right on his average. 2 for Brock Harrison, and 2 for Hagen Skogard. As far as Delta on their side of the ledger, they had 8 different players score in the game, which usually bodes well for them. They were led by Tanner Lefevre, who had 11.
And I think most of those in the first half, if I'm
He did. He had 9 in the first half.
Okay.
The young man that I thought came in and really gave him a nice lift was Dason Fowles.
Yeah.
He had 8 on the evening.
Well.
And really had to play a physical game down inside.
And his offense really helps out down there. He's a good offensive player, and we needed that.
Yep. 6 points apiece for Peyton Smith and Dakota Dutson. 5 for Brennan Nielsen on that second half. 4 for Austin Chappell. 2 for Ridge Peterson. 4 points for Caden Fowles. And Delta, they shot fairly well from the free throw line tonight. I'll look at it real quick. As they shot 18 free throws. 14 out of 18. That's not such a bad percentage.
Nope,
that's
not
one
bad at all.
One you will usually take. Here's something that's a little unusual for the Rabbits. Not a 3-point bucket in the game.
Wow, that is unusual.
They had one that we wanted to keep right there at the end, but it came after the travel call that would have tied it.
And the reality is they didn't shoot a whole lot of threes. I thought the defense was played out on the perimeter really well. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yep, I agree with that. As like I said, this is probably the most physical game I think I've seen this year.
Yep, I agree.
So we want to thank you for joining us here on the Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Sunrise Engineering, we live and work close to you. See their office locations at sunrise-eng.com. Sunrise Engineering. We appreciate those folks as they have always been willing to jump in and help out to sponsor these different types of activities. I know they sponsored Millard High as well. So
great sponsors.
Yep. Our thanks to all of our sponsors.
One of many great sponsors.
So Delta with a couple of tough road losses. I know you hate to say, oh, it's a moral victory because it still goes down as a loss, but I really think Delta they've kind of started to find their rhythm a little bit here. They're playing with so much more confidence than they were in the preseason. Of course, Coach Smith scheduled some pretty tough games in the preseason in hopes that the region schedule would slow down for them, and I think it has. Just got to get over the hump.
But you and I, have, as we watched the team over the course of the year, certainly recognize that they are getting better, playing with a little more confidence, a little more flow in their game, and just hope that continues. And I think when we get back home for a few games, that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be fun to have teams like Enterprise and Parowan come to Delta and play and see what a difference the home court can make.
Because there's no doubt it's a tough place to play here.
Yeah.
You've got the student body over there right in your ear.
Yeah.
And it's a different atmosphere. The gymnasium obviously a lot different than the Palladium. Yeah. You know, and the other thing, Coach Smith has talked to me about this, and I can see exactly what he's talking about. The Palladium floor is a college-length floor, which is 10 feet longer than these other floors. You come into these smaller gymnasiums, and when you compress the size of the floor, it really makes it easier for teams that are more aggressive and trap and press to do that against you. And I think you saw a little bit of that here tonight.
It does compress the floor a little bit. Plus just the fact that our kids are used to playing on that bigger floor. So I think it's at our advantage when teams come into the Palladium to play.
So again, our thanks to Sunrise Engineering as they help us with our post-game show. Again, Sunrise Engineering serving you from offices in Fillmore, Richfield, Cedar City, and Washington. And as we move towards the end of our post-game show, we want to thank McDonald's of Delta. McDonald's of Delta is a proud sponsor of the Delta Player of the Game. Check out their amazing prices on the McDonald's value menu. I happen to have done that today.
Well, good.
Had a value meal for lunch before I came down here. So I appreciate McDonald's for being with us. And for ice cream treats after the game, visit your Delta McDonald's. So you know what? We get back home next week for a game or two. I expect you to stop by and get a little ice cream at McDonald's.
I'll probably do that. I may even get a value meal for the way home, too.
There you go. So tonight, we could have gone with several different people throughout the season so far. We've given Austin Chappell has been a player of the game. I didn't know if you knew that, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a couple games back, he was a player of the game. Tanner Fever has also been a player of the game. Tonight, what do you think if we go with the sophomore who come off the bench?
Oh, I think that'd be fantastic.
Dason Fowles comes off the bench, has 8 points in the contest, and was matched up against some pretty physical, bigger players there tonight.
And held his own underneath there, which bodes well for the future of Delta basketball.
So we'll congratulate Dason Fowles as our player of the game tonight. Well, we will make sure that he gets a value menu meal.
I thought Dason just had an outstanding game, and player of the game is well deserved.
You know, and his dad up here wanting the certificate already, and I guarantee you, it's not going to the dad; it's going to the player tonight.
You better make sure of that.
So no, congratulations to Dason as our McDonald's value meal player of the game. We'll get that to him and let him go down and enjoy a meal. And again, our thanks to McDonald's. So again, we wrap things up here from Parowan. I know you'd like to get on the road back home. I think your car is much like mine. You just point it in the right direction, and it seems to take you there.
And we've been to these venues enough that the old car pretty much could find its way here without me. So anyway, it's been a pleasure, Ken.
Oh,
appreciate you letting me join you tonight. And
you're just like an old pro here. I'm way impressed.
I don't know, Ken. Anyway, it's been a pleasure.
It has, and I know with our streaming situation, I know we were off and on, and we apologize to folks. It's a little bit of a kind of a three-ring circus to keep things running the way we do.
Yeah.
But we appreciate Brad Lurcher from Signal and Verizon Wireless as he saves the day. As well, I happen to bring his wireless card down, and that's what we've been running on here of late. So.